Hey guys, before we get this video started, I just wanted to say thank you so much from the bottom of Alan and I's hearts for subscribing in that last video. If all of you guys that watched that video had subscribed, we'd already be at our 1,000 subscriber goal, which has been a goal of ours forever, and it's mind-blowing that we're this close. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. We've got a super cool surprise for you once we do hit 1,000 subscribers, and I promise you're gonna like it. Hit that button and let's get into the video about the Ping i230 irons. You know, Alan, there is just nothing better than big, long boxes of golf clubs showing up on your front doorstep.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a better feeling. Well, I can think of a couple. First of all, it's a beautiful day. Got Mount Hood in the background of this range. I don't know if Alan can show that on camera, but I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Okay, so I had a whole nother intro planned for this video, and honestly, I didn't like it. I'm editing here today. I figured I'd get on here and kind of tell you what we're gonna do with this video rather than bore you with what I had filmed. It was terrible, trust me. So in my bag before the Ping showed up, I had some Mizuno 223, 221 irons, and I absolutely loved them. Mizuno's forgings are the best. They're super soft. The only thing I was looking for was a little bit more forgiveness. Now, I've played good golf with the Mizunos. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I actually finished first in my flight of the annual Masters tournament that we had, got my green jacket, super sick, and I hit a lot of great shots. But I need a little bit more forgiveness because the mishits on those Mizunos were killing me. I would end up 15, 20 yards short. I'd get into trouble because I had a tiny mishit and it was not working out how I needed it. So I was scrolling Instagram and came across this deal on these Pings. It was I could not pass it up. They're brand new. I have hit them and you'll see this in the video when we throw, in fact, I'm gonna throw footage right now. I can do whatever I want. As you can see, they're definitely a different profile than what I'm used to playing. Those blades and the cavity backs from Mizuno's really compact. And I actually expected these Pings to be a little bit bigger, and without giving away all my thoughts initially, they're definitely a little chunkier, but not enough for me to think like, hey, these are game improvement irons. These are still very much players' irons, but they offer a little bit more forgiveness. And I think as you see the testing play out, you're gonna notice the differences and see the dispersion. Honestly, the dispersion was mind-blowing. I could not believe the difference, so stay tuned for that. I genuinely believe what you'll see with these Pings, they might be the most underrated irons, under-talked about irons, under-reviewed irons, whatever have you, over the last 2 or 3 years since they've been released to the public. I'm honestly shocked at the lack of content on them, so stay tuned, watch this video. I think you're gonna like it. Okay guys, so it's been, I don't know, a day or two since that box showed up, and we have the Ping i230s in here. So a couple things. Before I ran this test and kind of told you my thoughts, I wanted to make sure that these were set up how they were gonna be set up, or how they would be set up if I did keep them in my bag. So through a mid-size grip on there, I just went with Tour Velvets this time. I usually do the MCC Plus 3s. But the cord thing's been throwing me off a little bit. I actually did an extra 2 wraps of tape onto the bottom hand, so maybe it's not as, not as tapered as the other ones, if that makes any sense. The other thing, so I threw these on a swing weight meter, and my old ones are built to D4 swing weight, but they do have a little bit higher total weight. So what I did, and I'll try and throw it on the screen so you can see it, I just threw a little bit of lead tape on the back there. It should be about the same swing weight. I didn't take them back to get them measured, but they definitely feel a lot closer to how I would normally swing with them. I have hit 10 shots with the Mizunos. You guys have seen me hit those a million times, so I don't think we need to rehash those, but I hit 10, and then I'll hit 10 with these new Pings. We'll get some data. You guys like my really ratty glove. I am in the market for some new gloves. So let me know what your favorite glove is in the comments below, because these Titleist ones are great, but swinging as much as I do in the sim really chews through them. So yeah, we'll hit some shots with the Pings, and then we'll come back, we'll compare the two data and see what we see, and then we'll go from there. All right. So right away, they definitely are a little bit bigger of a blade. Thickness, pretty similar, honestly, pretty similar thickness. But we're gonna see how we get on with these things, and we'll let the data make the decision at the end. A little quick. There we go. So that's definitely a mishit. And it turned out pin high, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I want a little bit more forgiveness when I don't hit it perfectly. Be really curious to see how it translates.
That sounded good.
Yeah, it was off the toe. Big bounce. Off the toe there. That one felt good. So, and with the Mizuno, I did take out the furthest away ball. There was one kind of mishit that was not like the rest of them. So we'll probably do something similar with the pings just to make it fair, take away the weird one-off shot just to see which one is more consistent. I like that one.
Yeah. I think the weird one-off one's going to just be short.
We'll see.
Yeah, right up the middle.
So I'll tell you, I was a little concerned because Mizunos are well known for their feel, and I absolutely love the way the Mizunos feel. I'm not going to say that these feel as good, but a lot of the concern that I've seen, online with people talking about pings, and obviously Alan has a set of pings a little bit different than the i230s. These feel great. So there's a polymer layer behind that actually makes it feel a little bit softer. These are cast, but I would say if my Mizunos are the best feeling irons that I've ever hit, which they may well be, these are probably 8/10 of the way there. So if the trade-off is a little bit less feel for a little bit more forgiveness and performance, then that's going to be worth it to me. I am kicking and screaming, changing, I guess, if that does happen. But a couple more here. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really, really good. All right, guys, so I've got the data pulled up. First of all, we're gonna take away the quick left one. Obviously, that's the one outlier here. But even then, before I take it away, I want you to see that miss, although it was left, was still pin high, same distance as the rest of the shots for the most part. Yeah, I would say that I'm probably switching irons, unfortunately, for the Mizunos.
Why unfortunately?
I don't know, just unfortunately.
Breaking up with a girlfriend?
Yeah, obviously the dispersion on the pings is insane. Ball speed was up with the i230s, launch was up, spin was up, and that low spin one, I guarantee you, was that mishit. There was a couple that were a little weird. Side angle dispersion, way better. Carry was higher, total was less, and that's what I'm really looking for with these new irons. I really want similar carry, but I don't want them to keep rolling. I want those to be able to hold greens. The spin was a little bit down today from what I've seen. I have hit the pings a couple times before we recorded this just to test the swing weight out, make sure that for this video it was somewhat equivalent. Bottom line is the dispersion does not lie. Let's pull up some club data and see what we see here. I'm hitting them more efficiently with a slightly lower standard deviation. Head speed, about the same, 0.7 to the Mizuno, 0.6 for the i230. These are kind of basic up the middle swings that I'm trying to make here. I'm not trying to kill this. I can get my 7-iron, 170, 175 when I really turn it up. In fact, the other day I did that. Maybe I'll throw a link into that right now. You can see what I did with the 7-iron. Yeah, so like I said, these are just driving range swings, standard, working on mechanics, kind of what I would hit an everyday stock 7-iron. So 80.6 there, 80.7 with the Mizuno. Path, this is a big one. So I'm coming from a little bit on the outside with the i230s, which is fine. I actually want to hit a cut with the irons. With the Mizunos, I find myself getting stuck inside. I think that's just because they have a slightly higher total weight, if that makes any sense. I've talked to my club builder, Yari, about it, and we really can't figure out what the difference is or what the distinction is, why I'm coming so far with the Mizunos, but when I hit another club, it's a little bit more neutral. That doesn't mean that I can't not come from the inside with the Mizunos. I seem to a little bit more naturally come neutral with a different iron. So I don't know what that is. But yeah, paths, in my opinion, a little bit better with the i230. And then attack angle, a little bit steeper with the i230 here. I'm not sure what that is, but 4 to 5 is kind of where I live. And with that being a decently steep attack angle for a 7-iron, that's actually what the pings are going to do. And as you see here, as we go out to the range and show you some shots off of grass, the divot pattern is a lot better with these pings for me. I think tour average with a 7-iron, and I'm not comparing myself to tour whatsoever, but tour average with the 7-iron angle of attack is about 4 to 5. So those guys obviously have a little bit better low point control than I do. I don't necessarily have perfect low point control, and the pings, bigger bounce, more bounce angle is going to be a little bit more forgiving, and my divots are definitely a little bit more shallow and forgiving, and that's what I've seen out on the course and on the grass, as you'll see right now, because that's where we're going to go. All right, guys, so we're up here at my home course. I've got the Mizunos here, and then I've got my pings in the bag, so I'm going to take a couple swings with each club, get an idea of the turf interaction. Sometimes it's just nice to get out of the sim and kind of get a feel for what it feels like on grass. When we're playing in the sim, you don't get an accurate feel of the turf interaction. It's also nice to see some real ball flight. So we're going to hit a couple shots with each of the clubs, and I'll kind of, I guess, come in and give you my feedback and my thoughts as I swing them. But without further ado, first of all, it's a beautiful day. Got Mount Hood in the background of this range. I don't know if Alan can show that on camera, but I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So let's hit a couple shots. We'll see how we get on. So you can see here, we're at my home course on the range, Oregon Golf Club. I absolutely love this range, first of all. That view is killer. And one of my favorite things to do is go up there first thing in the morning when there's nobody else out there. The sun is rising just behind the mountain. In fact, I'm gonna throw a picture on there. I think I have a couple of what this looks like. And I'll tell you, a cup of coffee, being out there by yourself, here in nature, hitting balls, it is absolutely my home away from home. It's my happy place. The noise is different from it's pleasing. It's not bad. After hitting a couple shots with these off grass, and you're watching me hit my first shots with these off grass in this video, I could tell that my divot pattern was a lot more shallow and a lot more energy was actually transferring to the ball. The shallow divots were complete, I guess, departure from what I was seeing with the Mizunos. And the Mizunos, I'd kind of get a little steep on them and I'd make great contact, but sometimes it'd be a little too heavy, a little too steep. I'm trying to trap it a little bit too much. And I would have the random shot that would come up a little bit short. With the pings, it's actually going straight through the turf. The divot pattern, really shallow, pleasing, perfect. And that's an improvement that I've seen translate onto the course since I've actually played a couple rounds with them after filming this video. On the flip side, because they are a little bigger, it's taken some time to get used to hitting them out of the rough. Now, in the rough, chunkier clubs can kind of grab, especially if you're trying to get a little steep to get better contact, which is, kind of necessary sometimes. Okay, so this is one of the more interesting ones that I wanted to try. So we got the Ping 9-iron, we got the Mizuno 9-iron. Obviously these are blades, and I love these clubs, but when I'm not hitting them well, it's a blade. So the 9-iron is gonna be theoretically a little bit more forgiving. Be interested to see perception-wise what I think, but again, we're not here to get data and kind of figure out which one's the best nuts and bolts-wise. This is completely just a feel test based on what I feel, what I see. Yeah, it's kind of where we're at. I'm definitely hitting the Mizunos better just because I'm comfortable with them still. You know what I'm saying? That's the one where I get stuck, hit it off the toe, it just pops up and goes nowhere. I mean, you guys can see that's the toe shot. So We'll see what the ping does with that shot. Okay, so that last one was a definite toe shot. I looked at the data, so the toe shot with the Mizuno went about 105. That one carried 123. So with the 9-iron, obviously this is like a 135 club. That miss hit with the Mizuno kills me. Like 1 or 2 strokes around, it seems like I'll hit one just a little skanky, which is kind of the best word that I can explain it. But I mean, that one being out on the toe there and still going 123, getting closer, I think that's a definite benefit to switching. Now, when I'm hitting the Mizunos perfectly, which isn't all the time, but it's occasionally, that's when you start to get, you know, should I switch? But I don't think we're gonna be hitting them perfectly like that every single time. So, all right guys, we're back in the garage. Final test. So one way that I want to make sure that these hold up is under pressure, right? I've got a lot of comfortability with the Mizunos and what they do, how they feel like. And I love practicing on GS Pro with their distance challenges. So the way this works is you get 10 shots for each club. And then it gives you score based on whether you were inside of the green ring, the yellow ring, the red ring. And then if you're outside of that, your score keeps going low. So if you hit a ball in the hole, it's 1,000 points for that one shot. And then they take the average of your 10 shots and that's your score. My high score on this is 915. That actually came with these about 2 weeks ago. So I highly doubt we're gonna break that today, but we're gonna hit the Mizunos first with this. I've got the 7-iron still. It's 170 shot downhill 9 yards. So 150, 155 is perfect, which is kind of my stock-ish 7-iron, like not really stepping on it. So we'll do the Mizunos first, then we'll do the pings, we'll compare, and then we'll wrap things up. But I just wanna mention, thank you so much for watching thus far. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing. We've got some really cool stuff coming up once we do hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I can't wait to tell you about it, but honestly, it's up to you. So if you want us to tell you what we've got coming up, it might involve a giveaway of a pretty cool, that's all I'm gonna say, right?
Something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, because if I do say, then you guys are gonna, you know, if I end up changing my mind and doing something cooler, you guys might be mad. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so like I said, about a 150, 152 shot. The way this green works, it kind of slopes away from right edge to left edge. And then on the left side, it kind of funnels back into the middle. So anything on the front half of the green is gonna be good. And then anything right of the hole, just short of the flag, will roll up and go close. I have hit one in on this green before, so be kind of cool to do it on camera, but we'll see. Mizuno's first. Let's see which one gets the better score. That was pretty good. 150.1. It's gonna be pin high. Yep. So it's funny with this game, I can't recommend it enough if you're on GS Pro. Get in here and do these distance challenges, because what happens is, you know, you start to get a good score going. You can see up there, it says 956. You start to get a good score going and all of a sudden your 6th and your 7th shot cumulatively gets a little bit more, I guess, high stakes, feeling like, oh, this actually matters. It really simulates the closest thing that I can find to tournament golf. Although I haven't done the online tour deal yet. That's coming. So, all right, 9 more. Fat. I'm gonna get away with it though. Wowzer. That was so bad.
I don't know.
No, that was so bad. Such a bad swing. That's kind of the swing that the mats hide. The mat kind of skips that into the ball, whereas if I do that out on the fairway, that ball is not going anywhere. A little long. Look at that, peak height only 59. I mean, it still is fine, but the peak height is too low, and that's kind of what I've been seeing with these Mizunos is the height is the first thing to go. It might give me a little bit more distance, but, or at least, you know, similar distance, but it will not go as high, and then it just rolls off the back of the green. And there's the quick one. Yeah.
Tear the cover off.
I did. Wow.
That's what happens when you hit 10,000 shots on the same ball.
You can see that? Can you see the crack in there?
Yep.
Wowzer. Another one bites the dust, folks.
Yep.
All right. Got another ball. This one doesn't have a crack in it. Perfect. Go in. Pretty good.
Yeah, these Mizunos are going to make it hard for you to decide.
And I was kind of secretly hoping that something bad would happen with the Mizunos so it would make it easy, but thus far it's not going to happen. Yeah. I mean, again, it's not a knock on these clubs at all, because if you're hitting them flush and it's perfect, you know, I don't even know that the pings would have saved that swing. It probably wouldn't have. But it's hard to tell because there's no way to have the same swing with the same club at the same time. So you kind of have to determine which one is, you know, completely swing, and that one I just, you know, came across and covered it. But, you know, on the other ones, maybe it is, you know, off the toe and it keeps the distance. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of testing, but thus far it feels like the pings from the dispersion are a little bit better. That again. See, that's kind of how I manage my way around the course right now. I know that the miss is going to be short. I think I miss 40 or 42% of my greens right now short. And it's not from missed club. I know how far my distance go. It's from miss hits and mistakes, which is why I'm searching for a little bit more of that forgiveness, because maybe I can turn that 40 into, you know, 35 or 30. I'm hitting one or two more greens a round. Barely. All right, last one. Hit a nice little cut. I'm gonna try and hit a cut. Could be pretty good. All right, good one to end on for the Mizunos. So 828 total score, 50% greens and reg. Feel pretty good about that. That's a decent showing, but let's grab the pings and see what happens. See, that's the one that I felt like went way left really quickly with the Mizuno, and it kind of hung up. Like it still went pin high,
Yeah.
and ended up green adjacent, I should say. I really had to save that one with my hands, but I felt like I could. Those are two not great swings. That was better.
All three, though, a little left.
Yeah. You had to say left. And then I was like, oh, I should try and hit it a little right.
No, straight would have been better.
All right, we're still in the ballpark. 845 total, 5 shots left. Much better. See, and that's what I want to see is start left, go right. I want to be able to take the dead left out. That was a miss hit. I'm going to get away with it though. Miss hits to 30 feet are always pretty rewarding. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Maybe not. Look how softly that landed. I feel like with the Mizunos that would have rolled considerably. I mean, yeah, it's over 52. 52 spin, which the spin is low on the sim, guys. When you're hitting off mats, a spin is always lower than what it is out on the course. Pin high again. All right, 859. 2 swings left. Same shot. Gosh, those are all just right close.
Yeah, I mean, they're all the same shot. Like, they're just going a little left.
And I wouldn't even say it's left. I think I'm aiming at that left side, trying to play for just a little bit of cut. Like, that's the cut I want. Because that should be right side of the green. Yep. It's literally the shot I want. I mean, yeah, that one eked off the green, but that's close.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, 865 total skill score, 70% GIR, and I had 2 of them that just eked off, so it really was virtually 90, I think. It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue. So there you have it. Ping i230 versus my Mizunos. The pings are making it in the bag. It just is what it is. And as much as I hate it, as much as I loved my blades and all of the good stuff that came with it, I can't argue with stats. And I think everybody should take a hard look at their bag and be willing to set maybe a little bit of ego aside, set aside the feel aspect. And if something really does perform better, that's what you should probably be playing. Now, obviously money's an issue, and I'm gonna sell my Mizuno irons to more than pay for what I paid for these pings. I told you I got a good deal. But if you're interested in ping irons or any irons really, we've got a couple links in our description. First of all, we have an affiliate relationship with PGA Tour Superstore. So if you wanna know what you can do to help the channel, if you're buying golf balls, golf gloves, golf anything, hit that link in the description for PGA Tour Superstore and order it from them on that link. It helps us. We earn a small commission. It's not much, but if you're buying something anyway and you're not tied to your local pro shop, which if you are, go buy it from them. We're certainly not trying to replace that. But it helps us out, or helps us get a little bit of income, and it helps us make videos like this and all the other cool stuff that we have coming up to have that extra money, and we throw all the money from this channel back into the channel. We're not making money, we're not paying for vacations or anything like that. We're simply buying stuff to make more videos for you. So you can do that. If you want to buy a used set of irons or pings, we also have a Global Golf link in the description. They have every club you could imagine, both new, I think, and used. And you can get them in various different conditions, links, lofts, lies, the whole thing. It's amazing the amount of club selection they have in there. So that link's gonna be in the description as well. Again, we do earn a small affiliate commission from those links, but honestly, it's not much, and it helps us if you're gonna buy something anyway. With all that being said, whether you're out on the simulator playing your favorite course, lately for me, it's been Tobacco Road. I absolutely love that build. Or you're going out on the course with your buddies because the weather's finally good. Hey, make sure that you always keep them straight.